In this episode, there's a crew change as Angus and Jordan are farewelled and Kristen is welcomed aboard, followed by a long drive to Fraser Island where the trip stops in its tracks.
Where do we begin?
Where do we begin? It's Wednesday
Today.
And we had a bit of a count up of days left for the boys. 3 nights to go.
3 nights to go. Back in Cairns Saturday. But that's a long weekend in someone's books.
Yes. Still got a long weekend to go.
Yeah. Things are looking good.
We had a camp at Lions Down on the way back through. Stayed there again, had another good feed. Food was real good.
Outstanding food.
Great hospitality. Now, just on the Bloomfield track, or Bloomfield Road, hell of a bloody time.
Getting a view of the ocean.
Pretty crazy seeing the rainforest and then like a sheer drop and then ocean. It's well worth the drive. It's pretty, it's a very good road.
Stunning.
Condition wise. Our plan is to get to Cape Trib, which we're just about at, and we're going to do a 2-nighter, camp there for a couple of nights and just have a
Bit of a chill out.
Before these boys head off.
Hit the beach.
And then we'll head into Cairns Friday. Get these little puppies back to the airport so they can fly home and go back to work.
Yeah. Everyone's looking forward to that.
I belong to you. Do just what you want. You're the one I trust.
After bumping into Kristen as soon as the guys arrive in Cape Tribulation, everyone's quick to go check out these pristine beaches, followed by a night out at the local bar for Mexican night. The team spends the next few days to chill out under the palm trees to soak in some of this Queensland sun. With the trip coming to an end for Jordan and Angus, everyone's got plenty of stories to laugh over, recapping the last couple of weeks. When you're lucky enough to travel to amazing destinations with close friends, you have to soak it all in and enjoy the moments.
fly out day, Brody.
Sad day.
Sad day, isn't it?
It is a bit sad. You'll be driving with co-pilot no one.
I'll be a bloody loner for the rest of the trip.
Yeah.
Been a bloody good trip. It's good to have you on board.
Hell of a time.
Two good solid weeks, which is nice.
Yeah.
Seen some good countryside, had some good driving, and
Got stuck a few times.
couple of situations.
Yeah. Nothing too serious, but
Yeah.
good times though.
Got you nice and filthy a couple of times.
Yeah, but that was a highlight.
So you're flying out of Cairns back to Sydney.
It's Adelaide, yep.
That sounds like a shit of a day to me,
It's
but
a big, long, stupid day until next time.
bloody oath.
Where are we going to go?
I don't know.
Now.
See if I can get home from here first.
Alright.
Well, mate, thanks. Pleasure. Absolute hell of a time. Thanks for popping in. Anytime, mate. Anytime. Jibbo,
Hell of a time.
thanks for coming, mate. See you, Cobra.
See you, mate.
See you, fellas. See you, boys.
Well, we're just coming south of Cairns now. We're out of the city. Dropped off Angus and Jordan there on the way home. They'll get home back in Adelaide like 6 o'clock tonight. So, yeah, bloody good time having them on board. Real good. It's good. Good having some boys that aren't afraid to get dirty on the trip. I'm not sure if Kristen's going to have the same effect on the recoveries, but we'll see how she goes. So our plan for the next couple of days is to boogie on straight down the coast. We've got some pretty decent drives ahead of us. It's about 18 hours worth of driving according to HEMA, just over 1,500 Ks. So we're going to try and push that out in the next 2 days. So we'll try and knock off as much as we can tonight or today, so it's not as big tomorrow, and hopefully get to around Rainbow Beach around Sunday night sometime, or at the latest Monday morning. Then we're catching up with a mate, Heath. He is going to be joining the Fraser part. Basically, we've got a bit of a tour guide. He's been there a couple of times, so he knows the ins and outs more than we do, because we've never been there. So it should be good to catch up with him and show us around Fraser Island for a few days. We'll have 4 days on Fraser, and then we've got that dreaded drive home.
After another long drive, this one, about 2 days, was to make it down to Fraser with enough time to drive the island. But once again, the fuel stops are just too far apart for Nick.
So I did say that I'd never get the fuel this low. That was on the way up to Queensland. I'm getting well and truly lower than what I was then. I am on borrowed time.
With Nick's fuel light on for over 60 Ks, he manages to roll into the fuel stop and drop 120 litres into his 120 litre fuel tank. The following morning, it's straight out to air down and meet up with Heath.
Found Heath. Heath from Expedition Alliance. Hey, how you doing?
Good. What trip number is this for you to Fraser?
Oh, be over a dozen now, so look out. Can't wait. Weather's not good for us though.
No?
Look at this wind.
You! Fraser, here we come. Oh yeah, baby, here we are. Fraser Island, weather's not 100%, but hell, I'm not complaining. Where to now, Heath?
From here, we're going to hit Eli. So we're going to smack straight up the beach because we've got to worry about tides a little bit.
Nice.
Plus this wind's blowing the, swell onto the beach. So smack to Eli, do a lazy float down there.
Beautiful.
And then we're going to go across the western side because I reckon with the way this wind is, western side's going to be mint.
Nice. Mark got a little seasick on the barge, and Kristen forgot her passport, so she had to stay back there. I also haven't had a clean sweep. I forgot to change my currency, so I got to find a bloody exchange over here. Heath, well, he bought a Colorado, so I don't know what he was thinking. But other than that, we're doing pretty good.
With some stormy weather over the last 2 days, the main highway has been turned into a soft sandy track, making the drive a lot slower than expected. It's also affecting the engine temps, as the vehicles are constantly working hard.
Well, that was a bit of a weird one. Literally pulled up, we're all getting quite warm driving on this beach because the sand's so soft. So we pulled up, thought I'll give the vehicles a bit of a break. Then went to take off again, and patrol was turning over, no dramas, but just wouldn't fire. But yeah, quick call for one of Heath's mates, and he said it's only fuel, so air in the line or something in that line. So we've cracked the injector, and then of course the battery went flat because we were cranking for so long. And then, yeah, finally got someone to pull over, a group of young lads, and they had jumper leads, cranked it over, got it running, injector back tightened up, and we're good to go. The beast lives on, so happy days.
Fraser Island is the world's largest sand island, sitting at about 120 kilometres long and covering over 1,600 square kilometres. It's a top destination for four-wheel drivers due to those stunning campsites.
Oh, it just died. Just completely died.
So you're just going to try priming that again?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, 20 minutes rolling down the beach, and the whole thing just died on him. I'm going to try bleeding the system again. This time, bleeding the fuel system isn't working, so Nick's got the fuel filter out for a closer inspection. With a clear sign of water in the fuel, Nick thinks he's found the cause, so he can reinstall it and try again. Another flat battery isn't helping the problem, so Nick's got to wave someone down again for jumper leads, a vital piece of gear that the boys forgot to pack. After spending a few hours trying everything they could think of, eventually it's just time to throw in the towel.
Find a camp tonight and we'll discuss our options.
Once again on a sidetrack trip, the Jeep's got a tow rope attached to it. This time though, it's on the rear, and it's the patrol that's needing a helping hand. So Mark turns the train around to find a campsite. Tonight, the crew have some thinking to do. Call the tow truck and wear the cost, or try and make it back to the barge using the strap, in soft sand that was already overheating the rigs.
Towed off of Fraser Island, only made it about 40 k's. Not going to jump to conclusions, but it's looking like it was shit fuel after I once again ran low on fuel. I needed about, well, literally a whole 2 tanks to fill up, so I was completely empty. And we're thinking at the moment we emptied a heap of water out of my fuel filter twice, and we're thinking, I actually got really lucky. A dude, a diesel fitter by trade, him and his lad and his mate helped us for probably 2 or 3 hours. Super thankful for them guys. We exhausted all are. You know, we're not super mechanically minded. We know our bits and pieces, but to have his intel of what he knew, which was a lot, he helped us a shitload, and we're very grateful that he spent the time. You know, they were there for probably a good 2 or 3 hours just on their own time. So we're going to camp the night. It's up 5:45 now, so we're pretty keen just to sit back and maybe have maybe one quiet beer.
Luckily, it wasn't far and the rigs turn off into a campsite. A well-deserved beer is cracked and camp is set up in minutes.
Well, it was an interesting first day on Fraser. We spent about 6 hours, maybe more, under the bonnet of the patrol. Couldn't find the problem, so Nick's getting a tow back to the barge at the moment. we thought we'd just head a bit further up and check out Eli Creek while we're here. These things happen. We've driven a lot of kilometres. The vehicle can let go at any minute. It's annoying. I don't know exactly how he feels though, so it's happened to me. And all I want to do is get home and fix the problem, so I think that's what we'll do.
So the plan is to get, hopefully they'll let us tow the vehicle onto the ferry, and then I can get onto the other side in skip and get towed out of there. You are the man. Nice, TK. Yeah, boy. Well, that's like I said, stage one complete. Getting off the island, I'm happy with that. Didn't cost us anything. Geez, bloody got a little bit hairy there coming into the barge on the other side. I was like, shit, I don't want to get Heath in his bus bogged and tide coming in.
Worst case scenario, we get to the mechanic that good old Bruce from the Manta Ray barge gave us some red hot tip for. Go and suss out old mate, see if you can troubleshoot anything from what we did yesterday.
Yep.
If it's still pear-shaped and it's hit the fan,
Yep.
we'll drag the rig
into
through the car wash.
Just because, yeah, like I said, I don't know how long that's going to be, either in a workshop in Brisbane, even waiting to get a tow to Brisbane, or on a truck to Adelaide.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to leave that salty residue, and there's a fair bit of it.
Cape rubbish as well on top of that.
Exactly.
It's got, what, 3-4 weeks of just
shit.
logging on it. So, yeah, we try that. Worst case scenario, if they can't troubleshoot and get it started, we'll tow you through the car wash.
Yeah. And then we do a bit of, I'll do a bit of research on the next step.
Organise the towie.
How'd you go, mate?
That's a fuel stop solenoid with screws into the top of the front, underneath the boost.
Running sweet.
All fixed.
Absolute fucking champion.
It's all good, boys. Legends.
At least you didn't have to get a tow truck, eh?
Oh, not only that, but then whatever I had to do at Brisbane, so
Definitely.
unreal.
Definitely.
You've saved a head fuck.
Yeah, well, he sweated a fair bit out of him doing it out there in the sun. He dragged the fan out. Lost a bit of weight.
Shit. There it is. We were somewhere in the right spot, but yeah, obviously we don't have the skills like these dudes came from.
Fuck it, mate.
There's a sweet, sweet sound of the TD42 living on. How good is that? That is an absolute shock. I was preparing for the worst. Well, had already prepared for the worst. We're back at the... I can turn it off and I know it's going to start again. Back at National Park Office, we're going to just change the plan a little bit. We're not going back to Fraser. We've probably got 2 days, so 2 camps. And what are we doing? Going...
Freshwater track.
Freshwater track.
Gonna hit freshwater track and get onto Noosa North Shore and at least do some exploring down there. So,
Nice.
yes.
Happy days.
Ah, dude.
Right. Freshwater road. Bloody beautiful. Super tall rainforesty sort of terrain, which is nice. Easy track. It's like a maintained road, but very nice scenery.
We're heading over to Noosa North Shore, but this is the freshwater track. So this is a nice little rainforest track. Takes you basically from Rainbow Beach straight across onto Noosa North Shore. So we're going to come out literally just south of Double Island Point. From there, the idea is we're going to find a nice little camp spot inside, pull up stump for the day where we don't have to worry about any busted vehicles.
Noosa North Shore. As far as beaches go, this is up there. And as far as backup plans go, Heath has delivered with this one. Turning off of the sand highway takes you straight to your campsite. Green grass and ocean views, and some sites even have fresh water running out of the hillside. After a stressful 48 hours, the plan here is to chill out and enjoy the next couple of days. It's hard not to think about the end of another trip. Although there's still a few days left to enjoy, the drive home is a long one, and reality is starting to set in for everyone. When the crew first caught up with Heath, they saw the fine selection of rods he packed and thought they'd be eating fish every night. But as you can probably see, that just wasn't the case.
Oh, we just packed up this morning. I think it's Thursday. Heading back south along Noosa North Shore. What a campsite! Grassy campsite right on the beachfront. We even had fresh water. We dammed it up and made a freshwater little pond, which is an absolute luxury with the salt water. Yeah, this is pretty much our last casual camp. We're heading basically on the road home now. We'll get off the barge up the end or the southern end of this beach.
Oh, isn't it a sad moment?
It is a sad moment, leaving this paradise. Well, it's been bloody good, mate.
Cheers,
really
man.
good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for showing us around. Thanks, brother.
Bring it in.
Oh,
Oh, thank you.
Absolute pleasure.
safe travels, mate.
Yeah, that'll be
Enjoy work.
Travel safe. Enjoy the nice drive home.
Too easy.
2,000 days. So.
Yeah. Nice.
All right.
So there it is. SIDETRACKED 19 is winding down for this year. Real good trip. Real good trip. 4 weeks on the road. We picked a bloody good time to do the OTT, we reckon. A little bit later in the season, well, quite late in the season, but we passed one vehicle on the old telegraph track, and you're not sucking dust behind on that PDR. We were, compared to 2016 when we did it last, we would highly recommend doing it a little bit later in the year. Just more enjoyable. Take your time. It's cruisy, and like I said, you don't have the hordes and the crowds of people on the track as well. And you can camp wherever you want. You don't have to bypass your favourite camp if it's already taken.
On the way home, the fuel economy game continued. This time, Mark pushing the limits too far and running dry 1 kilometre from the pumps. Who knows? Maybe Mark never even ran out of fuel. He was just making Nick feel better after that Fraser incident. What a trip it's been. They've had their fair share of problems along the way, but it's always drowned out by the laughter. At the end of the day, the vehicle doesn't really matter, the destination doesn't matter. When you're surrounded by good people, the good times will roll, and the memories will take care of themselves.